Celebrate Tuesday DIY channel. I know it's a different kind of live tonight. I'm doing them live from my iPhone. Okay, so don't be surprised if the orientation is a little bit different. But welcome back, everybody. Hope everybody's doing okay. Let me know in the comments. I don't even know if I can. I hardly do it on my iPhone, so um, I'm trying to see where I can actually read the comments and stuff like that. Here it is. Top chat. Viewing options. Okay, that's not it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead with the subject anyway. I know I should be more prepared. Here it is, live chat. Go ahead and leave a comment so I can confirm that I can see the chat, whoever's watching. But anyway, guys, I figured I'd come on here and talk about a subject that was brought up to me by a friend of mine. And I didn't even know this was going on. Landlords are not required to provide everything. Can you believe that? So I figured I'd come on here and educate you guys on some of the things that landlords are required or not required to provide if you rent a space, right? And you'd be surprised at some of the things they don't provide. I always thought, hey man, that comes with the rent. That's what you're paying for. But some of these things are. You would think that they're pretty obvious that someone would need, but they're not. So let's jump right into it. By the way, guys, I'm on my other device tonight. So if you can't, I haven't really figured out the chat, reading the comments and stuff yet, but forgive me for that. I'll be more prepared next time. Had a busy week. So anyway, yeah, guys, what are they responsible for? It came to my attention that a friend of mine moved into a rental and there were no screens on the windows. Can you believe that? There were no screens on the windows. And I said to myself, what do you mean there's no screens on the windows? It's a rental. I mean, you should have screens. You're paying all that rent and you got no screens on the windows? Nothing is showing? Wow. Can, can you hear me at least?
Nope.
Interesting. Let me figure this out here. I might have to do it off of my blurry computer right now.
It's just showing like that we're waiting for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought I was live. It says live. What's going on here?
Oh, there's a live just showing up.
There you go. Oh, really? All right. Can anybody see me? Okay, I can see the comments now. You can hear and see me? Good. Good, Claudette. Claudette can hear and see me. Um, Henry can see me. TP scanner. All right. All right, guys. Sorry about that delay. I was just making sure. Like I said, I'm on another device. Yeah, guys. So let's jump into it. You'll be surprised that landlords are only required to provide certain things, not everything. And I couldn't believe that they don't provide screens on windows. So I did the research on it, and that's really not required, right? That's not required for, um, to have screens or window coverings. And I'm going to jump into a list of things in a minute. But let's go over this scenario that I came across just to give you guys some context here. So I'm referencing an article I pulled up, and it says, "Is my landlord required to put screens on my window if I was not informed before move-in that there weren't any?" So before this person moved in, they weren't informed that there were no screens on the windows, and that's not and that's not a requirement. So here we go. So essentially, me and my roommate moved into our apartment and saw that there were no screens on the windows. We put in a request to have screens installed on the windows because we were under the impression that that was a part of the housing community standards However, we received a call from the leasing department stating that in order to install each window screen, guess what? We would have to pay for it. We would have to pay for it. $20 for half a window, and so that's $40 for the full window. So if you got a lot of windows in your house that you just moved into and you need screens, right? Guess what? You're gonna have to come out of pocket. It says, mind you, we've had an extreme infestation of bugs coming in through the window, and we've been getting bit constantly and have had severe allergic reactions from these bug bites. Okay? I thought that is being on the sixth floor, bugs wouldn't come in, but they do, and we can't take it. Our community refuses to install them without us paying for each screen, which would be about $400 for the entire apartment. They told us that they don't install screens above the second floor. We also have pets and don't want them to be able to fall out the window. Help, please. Man, what a surprise, right? What a revelation. You moved into a spot. You're probably paying like a bunch of money in rent, and they don't even provide screens on the windows. What happens when it gets too hot? It depends, or too cold. It depends on the, well, too hot. Okay, depends on the part of the country you're living in, right? So if you live in like the Southwest or the South or whatever, summertime if you don't have central air or anything like that, or any kind of cooling system, you're pretty much out of gas, quote unquote. That's a colloquial term. So yeah, did anybody know that? Any of you guys know that? Let me know. So I dug a little deeper to find out if this is if this is the norm. And this person was from California, actually. So let's read about it. Let's read. This is a response from a lawyer. California's habitability laws do not require its landlords to install or pay for window coverings in rental property. You guys know this? Whatever state you're in, you might want to find that out before you decide to rent a property, because you may have to, put some more money into the budget just in case, right? You comply with housing codes by providing windows that give adequate protection. However, uncovered windows create their own problems, and there is case law to that effect. Okay, so they're required to provide, windows that comply with the housing code. That's it. They don't have to do anything else after that. It says, although California courts have not imposed a general duty upon landlords to install window screens or other protection from falls or even habitability fails, the infestation in your unit may establish an obligation on the part of the landlord to do so based on the warranties of habitability and quiet enjoyment. They have all these terms, which come with every residential lease agreement in California. So basically, this lawyer's saying that, that person that complained about the bug infestation, getting bit, and all that stuff, and they may have a case. They may have a case. Because of your severe allergic reaction, you can request reasonable accommodation of installation of screens. But my thing is, why don't they? I mean, what kind of law is that? I mean, what is there about screens that window screens that prevent landlords or builders or whatever from putting it on the properties? Why is that? Are they just trying to like be cheap or what? Or is there a risk to it? I don't get it. I guess I'll have to dig a little deeper on that. Reasonable accommodation, okay? This is another term, is a change, exception, or adjustment to a rule, policy, practice, or a service that may be necessary for a person with a disability or medical condition to have an equal opportunity to use and enjoy a dwelling. But like I said before, if you're living in an area that gets hot during the summer, I mean, like over 100 degrees or whatever, in the 90s, I mean, you would think, right, that these landlords would put screens in the windows. I just don't get it. It just goes over my head. Let's see here. Thus, even though your landlord claims that they do not install screens past the second floor in your situation, and even though you are on the sixth floor, the landlord is legally obligated to engage in a dialogue with you to determine what to do in your situation. Yeah. So yeah, guys, I mean, How many of you guys have heard of that? No screens on the windows for rental properties. Are any of you guys real estate investors or in the real estate industry or landlords yourself that you don't put screens on your windows? Please come in the comments and let me know. Let's see here. Who's there? Henry says, people nowadays get by with more than they should. They do as little as possible. Yeah, absolutely. That's the name of the game now. Save as much money as you can, and I guess once that renter signs that contract, you got them. So I guess as a renter, I guess it's your duty to walk around the property and see if it has what you need. I mean, if you notice there's no screens on the windows, ask about it and see. Hey, say why are there no screens? And if they tell you, look, we're not required to put screens, that may be some place you may not want to rent. But yeah, it was pretty surprising. But I don't just want to talk about screens. I did a little more research and I found that there are other things that the landlord is not required to provide you as a renter. Okay, so let's go over that. It's not going to be a long live, guys. I just kind of educate you on this stuff. So we're going to go to the state of Nevada. All right, state of Nevada. There are things that a landlord can violate, right, in terms of what they should provide and their responsibility to provide you, okay, so they can be in line with what they call habitability laws. In other words, a livable environment. But it's very minimum. It's very minimum. And we're not talking about slum lords and stuff like that because we know, like, hey, they got those out there too. Okay, but a violation would include, on the landlord's part, exposed electrical wiring, leaking pipes that leak human waste, and broken doorknobs and locks and stuff like that. Just, that's obvious. That's security reasons, right? But other than that, what else? What else? Let's look at it. Air conditioning and heating. They only have to provide heating, not the actual cooling system. Okay. And do they have to fix and replace it? Well, only if they provided it that they have to fix and replace it. So if you put your own AC system in something, in your rental or whatever, whether it's a window unit or something, that's not their responsibility to fix that. Hot water, yes, they have to provide that. And if it shuts off or the water stops running hot, they have to fix that, okay, because they provided it. Kitchen appliances, no. But if they provide the kitchen appliances, they do have to fix it if something goes wrong with it. Okay, I remember in an apartment I was living in, the burners on the stove, like all three went out and there was only one working. So they had to fix that. They had to come in and replace that, right? Because they provided washers and dryers. They don't have to provide that either. I think most of us know that who have rented before. But if they do provide the washer and dryer units, they have to fix it. Okay, so anything that they provide, they are responsible for fixing. Smoke alarms, they're only and carbon dioxide detectors. They have to provide the smoke alarms. Okay, not the carbon dioxide detectors. Window coverings, that includes screens and all that stuff I just talked about. They don't have to provide that at all. Okay, which blew my mind. I mean, think about it, right? I hope you don't live in Miami or something like that with mosquitoes tend to be tend to be in full force because you're out of gas. You better have some good AC going on down there because it's hot, it's humid, and it has mosquitoes all over the place. Okay, let's see here. Henry says not me. Okay, here we go. Kloops, how you doing? I have two rental homes. Both of them have central heat and air. They are in Oklahoma and screens on windows. Well, good for you. Are they required, Kloops? I'm just curious. Does your state require screens? Because based on the research I've done in general, most states don't. Perigo Life Note says definitely would. Let me see. I'm sorry. An idea of the landlord response to future repairs. So it's definitely a pass on that apartment building. Okay. See if I can make that better. All right. All right, Very Good Life Notes. I'm trying to kind of figure out what you're saying there. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, back to our list. Light fixtures. They're not required to provide light fixtures. Interesting. You're not required to provide light fixtures. Define light fixtures. I mean, I hope the place has lights. And of course, they only have to fix the lights fixtures or replace them if they're provided. So, landscaping, no, they don't have to provide it. And of course, if they don't provide it, they don't have to fix it. Garbage removal, they do have to provide that. Okay. I'm wondering if garbage removal, uh, what does that entail? What does that entail? Hmm. Garbage pickup, they got to provide that. Mold. Why would they provide mold? Do you mean mold inspections? I don't know. I don't know exactly what that means. Pest control. No, they don't have to provide that. Pest infestations. Nope. Water leaks. Nope. Clogs. They don't have to deal with those either. All right. So yeah. So at the end of the day, they're providing the bare minimum. So if you, as a landlord, you go over and above to provide the things that your state does not provide, I would assume that you would probably be on the top of the list in terms of people choosing your spot to rent from, right? Because they probably, if they're shopping around for places to rent, then they're seeing a lot of things that are not provided if they're reading the fine print. And if you provide those things as a landlord, and then you market that, hey, look, we provide all of this stuff, and you know, people are probably more willing to pay what you require, right? Your rent, right? So, yeah, it's always good. It's always good to go over and above and be a little extra when it comes to things, right? Find out what the market's missing out there, and you provide that. You provide that. It may cost you a little bit more, but you build up a good reputation of filling those gaps. Then hey, okay, all right. So they must keep plumbing in reasonable working condition. What else? What else? Hot water and all that. Yep, they have to provide that. They got to fix leaks. So yeah, basically, guys, my point is do the research, see what they provide, what the landlords are responsible for providing you, because you don't want to rent a place, and then 6 months, 3 months later, you find out, hey, look, they weren't responsible for providing you with those things, and now you're like all upset because you don't have any screens on your windows. You're getting bitten every night by mosquitoes or something like that, or snakes are crawling through your window. You wanna look into these things. And I know I didn't know this myself. Okay, so if I didn't know it, I know a lot of people don't know it either. All right, let's see. All right. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to drop that on you. This is a short live. My live's not gonna be like super long. I'm gonna come and I want to drop the information and you know not stay too long on these things. Just want to inform you guys, keep you informed of what's happening out there in the world. All right. So anyway, guys, you have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay. Take care.